Enjoy this summary of my name. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Jaewoo is a young girl who suffers from bullying at school. Her schoolmates don't want to be with her because they say she is the daughter of a gangster. Jaewoo feels very uncomfortable because of this situation in her school, but even more because there are some men who always ask about her father. Because of the rumors about her father, they told her that they were going to transfer her to another institution, and she was very angry. One day Jaewoo couldn't take it anymore and hit a student because she was frustrated that she was being bullied so much, and made it clear to her schoolmates to remember that she is the daughter of a criminal. On a day like today, her birthday, she is very sad and angry because her father is her father. Her father calls her and she finally answers him, since in previous occasions she just ignores the messages. Jaewoo complains to her father because they say he is a criminal. Her surprised father tells her to wait a little time to fix this, but she is very disappointed and tells him that she will not wait for him and that he is dead to her. Then the father, surprised by her words, tells his driver to get out and goes to his daughter's house. But first he fights with a masked person with a gun, approaches and shoots him. On the other side is Jaewoo listening to everything and sees her dad wounded, but she can't get out. The father apologizes to her and tells her that he made her life very difficult and that it's all his fault, and Jaewoo tells him no, it's not true. She then sees her dad dead on the floor and of course is shocked to see her dad in that condition. Was her dad's boss and also asks him what were the bad things her dad did. Then she asks him the big question, who killed her dad, and he replies that his dad was like his dearest brother and he was a good father and he will remember that. Jaewoo went to see her dad for the last time at the morgue and noticed something weird. The dad had a tattoo to remember when she shared it with her dad at the beach. She remembered when the father told her that he was going to build a house on the beach for them to live together after he finished a job. Jaewoo goes to the police station to ask why they closed the case, and the officer tells her that there is no evidence of who killed him. The officer asks her what she told him, because he was on the most wanted list and had been missing for 3 months. Jaewoo remembered that she told him that she wasn't going to wait for him anymore and that he was dead to her. Jaewoo talks to Moojin and tells him to find the killer, and he asks her what will happen next, and she tells him that she will kill him. Moojin gave her a knife and told her, imagine I am the killer and stab me. She couldn't and gave him back the knife, and then he hit her. When Jaewoo is at home, she hears a knock on the door and can see a man in a black hoodie. Jaewoo tries to look for the killer and gets a call indicating that they know who did it, but unfortunately the people are criminals and mean her harm. Then Moonjin rescues her and tells her that she has to be calm, and she tells him that she can't because no one does anything, and that it was her fault that he died. Moonjin asks her if she wants revenge no matter what the cost, and she tells him that she is willing to do anything, but he tells her that she must be able to kill people. Moonjin takes Jaewoo to a training place where he will be her new home. A boy comes up and tells her that when she shows her courage, she will be able to live in the building and will be a real part of the organization. Since she was new, they just put her to do housework and harassed her constantly. As you can see, the place is full of men and she is the only woman. Moonjin visits her and gives her some advice and tells her that she has to think about killing, and gives her some techniques on how to incapacitate her rival. Jaewoo enters a competition and surprises everyone because she knocks down all her opponents, but what's more surprising is that she beat one of the best. The guy who lost wants to take revenge on her and wants to hurt her, but he doesn't succeed. Then he is taken to Moonjin and he slashes her face for what he tried to do. They then tell the other classmates that Gang Jae was expelled for killing Jaewoo, and she is given a new ID with a new name. Moonjin gives her a gun and tells her that this was the gun that was used to kill her father, and that the one who killed her dad was a cop, and that is part of the criminal organization. However, she is currently a policewoman. Although she was in the police force, she had not entered the anti-narcotics department, but then she was able to do so. Moon Jin tells Jaewoo that a while ago her dad saved his life and gives her his knife and tells her to kill the killer with it and not to worry, that the organization will always protect her. Pil-do didn't want her to enter the apartment because he didn't trust her. Then Moon Jin found out that Jaewoo entered the department and let it be known that she could now help the organization. The anti-narcotics department was finding out who it was that was selling a new drug in the city. Apparently Gang Jae turned out to be a drug dealer who can give him competition. Suddenly the anti-narcotics department wants to do a raid and Jaewoo realizes that the person they are going to investigate is Moon Jin, but they take her cell phone and she has a hard time talking to him. When they arrive at the crime scene, Jaewoo shoots to turn off the lights to allow Moon Jin to escape. Jaewoo uses the same gun they used to kill her father and connects it to the shot that caused the lights to go out at the scene. The police chief wanted to get Moon Jin not only because of the drugs, but because they killed one of the younger members of the team years ago. Jaewoo tells Moon Jin that she used the gun that killed her father and left it at the crime scene. The police chief suspects that one of the team is a traitor. Then Gang Jae goes to the training place along with his men and kills everyone there, in other words, killing the one who is going to be the new team of Moon Ji's organization. Jaewoo was at the organization's funeral and Pil-do suspected this person who was on a motorcycle. The police realized that Gang Jae was the person who killed those in the training gym. Moon Jin is determined and indicates that he must find Gang Jae. The police chief breaks a mango out of jail to release a war between the two gangsters. Of course it's all a trap. The police are still looking for Gang Jae. The police chief goes to meet one of the two sides who is supposed to give him information. But you can see that the one waiting for the officer is Moon Jin's right-hand man, but he leaves because he senses something is wrong. The police chief and Pil-do are suspecting Jaewoo very strongly because since she arrived there have been many leaks. Jaewoo realizes that the registration of the gun she left at the scene was from the anti-narcotics department, thinking it may be from the police chief, and the police chief realizes that the gun is from his same department. Jaewoo decides to kill him and then the chief tells her that the gun belonged to a person who died less than a month after working with the team. Jaewoo asks him if Dongchun was involved and the boss tells her that he killed him. Jaewoo complains to Moon Jin about that information and he tells her that Dongchun doesn't kill policemen. He says the police chief is playing with her and wants to trick her. Jaewoo goes after Gang Jae along with Pil-do and realizes that Gang Jae gives him the drug for free, while Moon Jin fights at one of his favorite restaurants. Entering the place where Gang Jae was, Jaewoo and her friend are caught, while Moon Jin talks and says that his men couldn't kill him. Gang Jae leaves and endangers the lives of Jaewoo and her companion, but Moon Jin arrives and saves her. Jaewoo is hospitalized and Moon Jin is worried because he thinks his right-hand man is betraying him and Pil-do is trying to find Gang Jae. Joey gets out of the hospital and takes some time off. But Moon Jin's right-hand man doesn't trust Jaewoo and portrays her while she eats with her friends. Moon Jin, worried about everything that is going on, tells his secretary to make another identity for Jaewoo and buy her a flight to go live in a place near the beach. Then Jaewoo arrives at the police station and meets the man who told her that it was because of her that her father was killed, and she is very worried because the man could talk to the police chief. But the guy tells her that the one who buried her father's investigation was Cha Ji-ho. She said they found a gun and asks him if Cha Ji-ho will be the murderer. But the boy goes to Moon Jin and tries to manipulate him because he knows information and because of that he was killed. Moon Jin tells Jaewoo that he already has everything for her to have a new life, but apparently she has other plans. Gang Jae tells the police chief that if he wants Moon Jin he can hand him over, but he has to let him go. Gang Jae and Moon Jin meet at a place while the police are watching. Moon Jin and Gang Jae fight very hard and Moon Jin is about to die, but Jaewoo saves him and kills Gang Jae. Moon Jin goes to a house to recover from his wounds and Jaewoo goes to his house to rest. Haidol goes to his house and they have a time of rest and lots of questions. Jaiwoo confesses to him many things about what Gang Jae did to her. The police chief searches for Moojin while Jaiwoo receives an envelope with pictures. There was a picture of a group of policemen and among them was her dad. Yes, her dad. What's going on here? When she looks closely, her dad was identified as Song Joon-soo, and she remembers that he died less than a month after joining the anti-narcotics department. Jaiwoo visits Moojin and asks if her dad was a cop, and he says yes, Dong-hoon was a cop. He was sent to destroy the organization, but he decided to join us. Then Moojin says that her dad would sometimes disappear for a moment and he thought it was because of a woman, and then realized it was to see her. He said that he lived and died as a member of the organization. Jaiwoo is thinking that the one who killed her dad was the police chief and goes to his house to kill him. However, someone enters before her and hurts him. She asks him if he was the one who killed her father. The police chief tells her that it is Jaiwoo, and tells her that her father was a policeman. Jaiwoo says that she already knows, and then the chief gives her a letter that her dad left her while she runs away. Now what happened? In the past, while Moojin is beating up someone, he realizes that his cigarette lighter was bugged, and the one who gave him the lighter was Jaiwoo's dad. Then Moojin realizes that Jaiwoo's dad was a cop and worked undercover. Then Jaiwoo falls into a crisis and realizes that everything she lived through was a lie and finds out who it was that killed her dad. Then Moojin realizes that she found out everything and has her killed. Surprisingly, Moojin goes to the police station to confess. His lawyer goes and visits him so she can get him out. Then Jaiwoo interviews Moojin as a cop and acts all normal. She lets him know that they have the knife where his fingerprints show that he killed Gang Jae. Then Jaiwoo goes to the evidence site and takes Jaiwoo's knife to remove all the evidence. Then her partner realizes that the person on the motorcycle is her and they realize that she is using a fake name. Then Moojin goes to the gym and sees his friend dead with the knife he gave her and then realizes that she released him to kill him. Jaiwoo goes to visit where her dad's ashes are and her partner finds out where she is. Then Jaiwoo is arrested. Moojin tells the lawyer lets Jaiwoo know that Moojin doesn't want her in jail and hatches a plan. The police chief manages to wake up and confesses to the partner that Jaiwoo is the daughter of Yoon Dong-hoon, the one who died 5 years ago. And he realizes that it was the anti-drug detective who was killed, who was undercover. Then the partner realizes that Jaiwoo joined Moojin for revenge, but he lied to her. Jaiwoo is taken to a hospital and manages to escape. Then the partner confronts her and tells her that the police captain told him everything. He tells her that he is going to stop her because they will kill her. Then they both manage to escape. Then they arrive at a beach house that was where she always wanted to be. They are there and rest, and we can see how these two fall in love with each other. Here we can confirm that the one who killed Jaiwoo's dad was Moojin. That's why Moojin wants her to come and kill him. To run away from everything that happened. Unfortunately, Moojin sees them and immediately shuts Pildu, and she is shocked and heartbroken again. Then Jaiwoo goes to Moojin to kill him. Despite his security, she manages to defend herself very well against all the security men. Joey fights hard with Moojin. After Jaiwoo is all wounded and almost dead from Monchai's fight, she takes strength and fights him hard, leaving him on the ground. Then almost in agony, Jaiwoo leaves after finally getting her revenge for killing her father's murderer. At the end of the series, she goes to where her father's ashes are, and it is seen that there is her name and her dad's name, along with a picture of the two of them together. Apparently, it is believed that she died, and she decides to leave it at that and start a new life. And that's the end of this great series. What did you think? If you like this video, like and share it with your friends.